Breaking news. And this one? Yeah, this one has the internet in absolute chaos right now. Because what just came out involving Katt Williams, Jada Pinkett Smith, and Bryshere Gray is the kind of story that sounds unbelievable. Until you start seeing the receipts people are posting. Fans are shocked across Twitter. I'm talking trending hashtags, viral threads, and people digging up old interviews like it's a full investigation. And at the center of all of it, one statement from Katt Williams that has everyone asking the same question. What really happened behind the scenes? Now let's be clear. Nothing is officially confirmed. But social media is saying Katt didn't just speak. He revealed something. Something that fans believe connects Jada Pinkett Smith to a situation involving Bryshere Gray that nobody saw coming. And once that clip started circulating, everything changed. Old videos resurfaced. Interviews started sounding different. And then this is where it gets wild, alleged screenshots began popping up. Messages, conversations, sources close to the situation, claiming there was way more going on than the public ever knew. One fan wrote, "If even half of this is true, this changes everything." Another said, "Nah, this is bigger than drama. This feels planned." Emotions are running high. The internet is divided. Some people are defending Jada, saying this is all speculation blown out of proportion. Others are pointing at Katt Williams like, he's been saying things like this for years. What if this time he's serious? And Bryshere Gray? His name being pulled into this has people asking even deeper questions. Because if what's being suggested is even partially true, then this isn't just celebrity gossip anymore. This is a story that could flip everything you thought you knew. To really understand why this situation has people reacting the way they are right now, you have to look at how all three names, Katt Williams, Jada Pinkett Smith, and Bryshere Gray, carry completely different energies, histories, and reputations in the public eye. And somehow, those three worlds just collided in a way nobody expected. It all started when a clip of Katt Williams began circulating again online. At first, it seemed like just another one of his outspoken moments. He's known for being unfiltered, calling things out, and saying what others won't. But this time felt different. Fans are saying the tone was more serious, more intentional, like he wasn't just joking or venting, like he was hinting at something specific. And once people started paying attention to what he was actually saying, that's when things escalated. Social media is going crazy because fans believe Katt may have referenced a situation involving Jada Pinkett Smith and Bryshere Gray that was never fully discussed publicly. Now, to be clear, nothing is confirmed. There's no official statement backing these claims, and no verified evidence connecting the dots directly. But that hasn't stopped people from digging. Within hours, Twitter threads started forming. Fans began pulling up old interviews featuring Jada, revisiting conversations where she spoke about mentorship, relationships, and navigating the industry. At the same time, clips of Bryshere Gray from earlier in his career started resurfacing. Moments where people now feel his tone or expressions might have hinted at something deeper. Some people think these are just coincidences being reinterpreted. Others believe it's all connected. And then came the so-called receipts. Unconfirmed screenshots began circulating. Alleged messages, supposed conversations, and anonymous claims from sources close to the situation. None of it has been verified, but that hasn't slowed anything down. In fact, it's done the opposite. Fans are analyzing every word, every timestamp, every detail, trying to figure out if any of it holds weight. One viral post read, "Why does this line up too perfectly?" While another said, "This can't just be random. There's something here." Emotions ran high almost instantly. Supporters of Jada Pinkett Smith pushed back hard, saying her name is often dragged into narratives without solid proof. They argue that people are taking vague statements and turning them into full-blown accusations. On the other side, some fans believe Katt Williams has a history of speaking on things before they become widely known, which is why they're taking his words more seriously this time. And then there's Bryshere Gray, whose name being pulled into this added another layer of intensity. Some people feel he's being unfairly dragged into speculation without clear evidence. Others believe his past public struggles are now being viewed differently because of what's being said. Either way, his involvement, real or rumored, has made the situation feel heavier. What makes everything even more complicated is how quickly narratives are forming. In just a short time, the story has gone from a single clip to a full online investigation. People are connecting dots, building timelines, and creating theories that range from mild speculation to serious claims. And because there's no confirmed information, everything exists in that same gray area where belief and assumption start to blur. At the same time, fans are pointing out how none of the three individuals have directly addressed the situation. No statements, no responses, no clarifications. And in today's digital world, silence can feel louder than anything. Some people think that silence means there's nothing to respond to. Others believe it might suggest something more complicated behind the scenes. What's clear is that this moment has struck a nerve. It's not just trending, it's evolving. Every hour brings new posts, new theories, and new reactions that keep pushing the story forward. And the more it grows, the more people feel like there might be something deeper beneath the surface. Right now, nothing is confirmed, but the conversation, it's only getting louder. As the story kept gaining momentum, it stopped being just a viral moment and started to feel like a full-blown digital investigation. Every clip, every interview, every old headline connected to Katt Williams, Jada Pinkett Smith, and Bryshere Gray was suddenly back in circulation. Fans weren't just watching anymore, they were analyzing, breaking things down frame by frame, and trying to build a timeline that could explain what Katt might have been hinting at. One of the biggest turning points came when a series of posts began trending that claimed to connect past public appearances in a way people hadn't noticed before. Social media is saying that certain interviews featuring Jada now feel different when viewed through this new lens. Moments where she spoke about personal growth, mentorship, and navigating complicated relationships started getting clipped and reposted with captions suggesting deeper meaning. Some people think those clips are being taken out of context, while others believe they reveal subtle hints that were overlooked at the time. At the same time, Bryshere Gray's past interviews and appearances were pulled back into the spotlight. Fans began pointing out his demeanor in certain clips, suggesting that there might have been signs of pressure or discomfort that didn't stand out before. Others strongly disagree, arguing that people are projecting narratives onto moments that were completely normal. Nothing is confirmed, but the speculation has turned every old video into something that feels like a clue. Then things escalated again when more alleged receipts started surfacing. Unconfirmed screenshots began circulating even faster. Supposed direct messages, anonymous claims, and posts from accounts saying they had insider knowledge. None of these have been verified, but that hasn't stopped them from spreading. In fact, the lack of confirmation seems to be fueling the conversation even more. People are trying to authenticate usernames, compare timestamps, and cross-reference details, turning social media into something that feels like a detective board. One post that went viral claimed, "This is bigger than people think. It's been hidden in plain sight," while another said, "If these messages are real, this changes everything." At the same time, others are pushing back, warning people not to jump to conclusions based on unverified information. The divide is clear, and it's getting more intense by the hour. Emotions ran high as fans started choosing sides. Supporters of Jada Pinkett Smith are defending her strongly, saying that her name is often pulled into narratives without proper evidence. They argue that this is another example of speculation being turned into something much bigger than it actually is. On the other side, some people believe Katt Williams wouldn't make such statements without a reason, pointing to his past moments where he spoke on things that later became public discussions. And then there's the reaction to Bryshere Gray, which has added another layer of complexity. Some fans are expressing concern, saying that bringing his name into this without clear proof could be harmful. Others believe that his involvement, whether real or rumored, needs to be understood in context before drawing conclusions. Either way, his presence in the narrative has made everything feel heavier and more serious. Meanwhile, the internet itself is amplifying every detail. Hashtags are trending, reaction videos are popping up everywhere, and creators are offering their own breakdowns of what might be happening. Social media is going crazy, and the speed at which information, real or not, is spreading has made it nearly impossible to slow things down. Another twist came when people began pointing out that none of the three individuals involved have addressed the situation directly. That silence has become part of the story. Some people think it's a sign that there's nothing to respond to, that the entire situation is based on speculation. Others believe the silence could mean something more complicated is happening behind the scenes, something that isn't ready to be discussed publicly. And that's where the tension really builds. Because right now, the story isn't just about what was said, it's about what hasn't been said. It's about the gaps, the unanswered questions, and the way people are filling those gaps with their own interpretations. Nothing is confirmed, but the conversation keeps expanding. Every new post, every new theory, every new reaction adds another layer to a story that feels like it's still unfolding. And just when it seems like things might slow down, another piece appears. As the conversation kept escalating, the tone shifted from curiosity to something much heavier, almost like the internet had decided this wasn't just a rumor anymore. It was a mystery that needed solving. Every new detail, every resurfaced clip involving Katt Williams, Jada Pinkett Smith, and Bryshere Gray started getting treated like evidence. Fans weren't just watching, they were building narratives in real time, and those narratives were starting to clash. One of the biggest shifts came when longer video breakdowns started trending. Content creators began compiling timelines, placing interviews side by side, slowing down moments and pointing out expressions, pauses, and word choices that they believed hinted at something deeper. Some people think these breakdowns are revealing patterns that were always there. Others argue it's just confirmation bias. Once you believe there's a hidden story, everything starts to look like proof. But either way, the impact is real. The videos are spreading fast, and each one adds another layer to the story. At the same time, the idea of insiders started taking over the conversation. Anonymous accounts began posting claims about what allegedly happened behind the scenes. Unconfirmed reports suggest there may have been interactions, conversations, or situations that never made it to the public eye. But again, nothing is verified. Some fans are treating these claims as potential truth, while others are warning that this is exactly how misinformation spreads. Still, the presence of these so-called insiders has made everything feel more intense. Then came the emotional reactions, and that's when things really escalated. Supporters of Jada Pinkett Smith began pushing back harder than ever, saying the narrative has crossed a line. Some argue that her name is being tied to serious claims without evidence, and that it reflects a larger pattern of speculation surrounding her public image. On the other side, some people believe Katt Williams has a reason for speaking the way he does, suggesting that his statements shouldn't be dismissed so quickly. Emotions ran high, and the conversation started feeling less like debate and more like conflict. Meanwhile, Bryshere Gray's name continued to circulate in ways that made fans uneasy. Some people expressed concern about how quickly assumptions were forming, especially without clear confirmation of anything. Others believe that if his name is being mentioned, there must be a reason, even if that reason hasn't been fully explained yet. The uncertainty surrounding his role in the situation has made everything feel even more complicated. Social media is going crazy at this point. Hashtags are trending across platforms, comment sections are filled with arguments, and reaction videos are gaining traction by the minute. One viral tweet read, "This twist left social media in flames," while another said, "We're watching a story unfold in real time, and nobody knows the truth." That sense of uncertainty is what's keeping people hooked. Another twist came when fans began focusing on timing again. Some people think the resurfacing of Katt Williams' comments now isn't random. They believe it could be connected to other things happening in the industry, suggesting that there might be a bigger context we're not seeing yet. Others think it's simply the internet doing what it does, reviving old clips and turning them into new conversations. But even that explanation hasn't slowed anything down. What's making this moment feel so intense is how personal it's becoming for viewers. This isn't just about celebrities anymore. It's about trust, perception, and how quickly narratives can form without confirmation. People are questioning what they believe, what they've seen in the past, and how much of it might have been misunderstood. And still, through all of this, there's no direct response. No clarification from Katt Williams. No statement from Jada Pinkett Smith. No explanation involving Bryshere Gray. Just silence, and that silence is fueling everything even more. Some people think it means there's nothing to address. Others believe it suggests something is being held back. Right now, the story feels like it's reaching a peak, but without resolution. Every new theory pushes it further, every reaction adds more intensity, and every unanswered question keeps people watching. Because at this point, it's not just about what's been said, it's about what might still come out next. And just when it felt like the conversation couldn't get any more intense, everything reached a point where the pressure around Katt Williams, Jada Pinkett Smith, and Bryshere Gray started to feel unavoidable. This wasn't just trending anymore, it felt like a full cultural moment. The kind where people weren't just reacting, they were waiting. Waiting for someone to finally speak, clarify, deny, or confirm something, anything that could bring sense to what was unfolding. But that moment never came. And that silence, it only made everything louder. Fans are shocked because instead of slowing down, the story started evolving in ways nobody expected. Social media is going crazy again, but this time it's not just about past clips or alleged screenshots. It's about what people think is happening right now behind the scenes. Some people believe conversations are taking place privately, away from cameras, where decisions are being made about how or if this situation should be addressed publicly. Others think there's nothing happening at all, and that the internet has simply created a narrative too big to control. Unconfirmed reports suggest that certain individuals connected to the situation may have been contacted, possibly trying to manage the growing attention. But again, nothing is confirmed, and without clear information, every claim just becomes another piece of speculation added to an already complicated story. At the same time, emotions ran high across every platform. Supporters of Jada Pinkett Smith continue to defend her, saying the situation has gone too far and that assumptions are being treated like facts. Others are doubling down, insisting that Katt Williams' words shouldn't be ignored, that there must be something behind what he said, even if it hasn't been fully revealed yet. People are divided more than ever, and neither side seems willing to back down. Then there's the ongoing conversation about Bryshere, which has become even more sensitive. Some fans are calling for caution, saying his name should not be used in speculation without confirmed details. Others believe his involvement, whether direct or indirect, needs to be understood, even if that understanding hasn't been reached yet. The tension around his name has added a layer of seriousness that makes everything feel less like gossip and more like something that needs clarity. What really pushed things to another level was the way new theories kept emerging. Some people think this entire situation might be connected to larger patterns in the industry, conversations about power, influence, and what happens behind closed doors. Others believe that's reading too deeply into something that might not have a solid foundation at all. But in a moment like this, even the most unlikely ideas start gaining traction. Social media is still on fire. Hashtags continue to trend, reaction videos keep popping up, and comment sections feel like ongoing debates that never end. One post summed it up perfectly. Nobody knows what's true, but nobody can stop talking about it. And that's exactly where things stand. Because right now, there's still no confirmation. No verified receipts. No official explanations. Just a collection of statements, reactions, and interpretations that have grown into something much bigger than where it started. And the longer that continues, the harder it becomes to separate fact from assumption. Some people believe the truth will eventually come out, that moments like this always lead to clarity sooner or later. Others think this might remain unresolved, one of those stories that lives on through speculation rather than confirmation. But either way, the impact is already there. And maybe that's what makes this so powerful. It's not just about what happened or what people think happened. It's about how quickly a story can grow, how deeply it can affect perception, and how hard it is to control once it takes on a life of its own. Right now, all eyes are still on this situation. And until something real is said, the conversation isn't going anywhere. So now everything comes back to you. After everything we just went through, the statements, the reactions, the alleged receipts, and the silence from Katt Williams, Jada Pinkett Smith, and Bryshere, the biggest question still hasn't been answered. What do you believe? Do you think Katt was hinting at something real that just hasn't been confirmed yet? Or do you feel like social media took one moment and turned it into something way bigger than it actually is? Because right now, fans are shocked, people are divided, and honestly, this is one of those stories where the truth might be way more complicated than anything we're seeing online. And let's be real, the silence is making it even more intense. No direct responses, no clear explanations, just speculation, reactions, and a story that keeps growing every single day. So I want your honest opinion. Drop your thoughts in the comments right now. Not just a guess, really think about everything we covered. Does this feel like something deeper? Or just another viral moment that got out of control? And if you made it this far, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you don't miss what happens next. Because if anything new comes out about this situation, you already know we're breaking it down first. This story, it's far from over.